and then we will have an interface to their database that will pull the data out and publish it, along with all of ours.
Who's the inventor of this, though?
Big Belly, it's a company.
Oh, I know about this facility, but you provided this.
So this is a platform technology that we developed at Argonne National Laboratory. In a project with the University of Chicago, we took this platform, which gives a resilient system that can run for years without failing. Yeah, it anticipates most of the ways that electronics typically fail in the field. So this device we designed here can shut this down when it's too hot or too cold, or if it's too humid inside the box. It can reboot it if it detects that it's not running. This has the capability of trying to boot from multiple memory devices if there's a hardware problem. So we had this that we had developed at Argonne, this Swaggle project right here.
Waggle is called.
That's the name of the platform. And then we adapted that to put on street poles. Did a project with the city of Chicago that they have agreed to mount 500 of our nodes over the next 2 years at no cost to us. So we're in the process of going, this is the second generation here. These two boards will have another board that's air quality here that we just didn't bring with us, not on purpose.
So this is kind of a diagnostic.
On purpose?
No, not on purpose. We just forgot.
Okay.
So with the NSF funding, these two boards are now going to be coming out of a factory rather than us soldering them or our students soldering them. So that gives us one of the things that has to happen before you can go mass produce. So we're no longer soldering. These are factory made within the next few weeks. And then the next thing is that enclosure is also handmade, very labor intensive, by our partners at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. And what we'll do by the end of the summer is move to a factory made, about a third that size. When this board comes back from the factory, this will mount on the board, and the two sensor boards together, and then you have a power. You don't have a power brick here because we're getting DC power from this battery, but in there we'll have a power brick because it's AC power.
So the Art Institute is getting a little experience in providing jobs also right now.
They're doing the physical design, the appearance, because you don't want to put something ugly up on the poles.
Okay. So they did the shell? They designed the shell on this?
They did, yeah. Okay. And then they designed, you can see the new design on that pole.
The multicolored, the yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
So our goal then is to be able to build these, what you see, just one section on the pole. We don't need all three. To build those for a cost of $700 or less.
Okay, it's inclusive air quality?
And this will do air quality and environmental. It also has a camera so we can do, we don't send any images or video. We just process the data on board with this so we can count cars and bikes and things like that. We want to do some research into whether we can use cameras to detect standing water and other sorts of things. So the platform is open source. This is Creative Commons, but open source, we're creating a community of researchers to get these, put them in their cities, and work with us to add innovations to them, to debug it. We have 5 cities we'll be working with starting this fall. Well, we've already started working with them, but when we make the first 100 of these this fall, 50 will go in Chicago, and then 10 each to Mexico City, Seattle, New York, Bristol, and Newcastle. In each of those cases, we have a partnership with the city and with a local university, and they have already been working here.
And also here in DC, where we have this facility, this Big Belly.
These could certainly go into the DC Big Bellies, but the idea is with these 5 city-university pairs to create a community that takes ownership for this open source and innovates on it, so that if you're a university wanting to study an urban environment, there's a way for you to do that without having to spend $20,000 for a proprietary thing on a pole, which has its role in the city, but it doesn't support research and certainly doesn't support innovation. So like this guy over here has got a great particulate matter sensor, that little black one. So he's going to work with us and get that integrated here.
Also with us, great.
I mean, it's not like we couldn't do it, but there's so much to do. Why not?
If all shelf products, they're really good.
Yeah.
Then we have to use them.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yes,
Now,
all
if
the
we
data.
don't- If we don't have a bin in the Netherlands, we don't have a bin like this. We have very different looking bins with no power. No
Well, so we're putting ours on the street poles, but we're also doing this as another channel for distribution. And we actually are talking to several other street furniture companies about embedding our stuff in them because we're just trying to get as much data about cities and make it available to people and to study it ourselves.
So what's the website if so people want to find out more?
www.arrayofthings, all one word, .us.
Okay. And your name is Charlie?
Charlie Kaplan.
Thank you. Urban Center for Computation and Data.
Yep, that's the University of Chicago and Argonne National Laboratory Center.
Well, on behalf of George Washington University, thank you for your contribution
You're welcome.
to the Big Belly Solar Facility. We're using that here as we speak. So.
All right, great.